Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next video. Today we have got another Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 video for you, and today we are going to be taking a little bit closer of a look at the Arcane Trickster. And specifically, we're going to talk about their gimmick of combining arcane casting with sneak attack. So yeah, that's going to be what this is about, is the combination of sneak attack and arcane casting. Now, the Arcane Trickster, in terms of simply doing those two things, they really do it best. Yes, I've had a lot of comments saying that, no, actually, the Unseen Seer is much better. Yeah, I get it. Trust me, I hear you. But I do disagree with you about the Unseen Seer. Yes, I understand. Arcane Trickster, not real. It has a low base attack bonus, and it has a low hit dice. Kind of a problem, and its skills could be better. I mean, they're not as bad as the wizards, but it's still not the greatest. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But, and I also get your comments, and this one I actually very much do agree with, that it takes forever to get in, and by the time you get in, you're super behind. I agree and don't agree on that one. And we're going to talk about that one. Now, the Unseen Seer is a way about that. People have mentioned, oh, you can use Unseen Seer to get in quicker. Yes, you can, and that isn't a bad way to do it. However, I don't even think Unseen Seer is your best option here. Really, I think the Dagger spell Mage does it way better than the Unseen Seer. The Unseen Seer is all focused on divination, which isn't the greatest of magics. Like, it has its advantages. It gives you information, but that's about it. It doesn't do much else. There's a reason why, if you choose divination as your school of magic that you're focused on, that you only have to give up one other school of magic as a wizard. In fact, you can't pick divination to be the one that you give up, because it's just considered to be the weakest school of magic. Yeah, so that's kind of a thing, which makes Unseen Seer not the best option. Dagger spell Mage, on the other hand, it's got some interesting gimmicks with being able to, cast, hold spells on your dagger and then cast, when you go for your attack. Very nice. Like, it's something that's been done before. Yes, was originally done by what's the spell blade, or the spell sword in Complete Warrior. Was done again in Player's Handbook 2 by the Dusk Blade. I'm pretty sure Player's Handbook 2 was after this, though. So yeah, the Dagger spell Mage, it's a good one. It really is. It's got that spell storing. It's just nice. Yes, it requires you to use a dagger in both hands, but that's a good option for a rogue anyways. And yes, you are a rogue, and it lets you cast while holding a dagger in both hands. Like, there are some real advantages to that prestige class. Yeah, you get, like, yes, it forces you to use this option, which is generally not a great one, but it's great for a rogue. So yes, you want to do that. But yeah, I know I'm a little off topic, but the topic itself is very, very simple. It combines, you just get a full sneak attack progression, which is every other level, and you get full casting, which is every level. And the Arcane Trickster, they do that. They get that. They get as good as it gets on both. It's slightly lower on the sneak attack side in that you get it on the even levels, whereas classes that get full sneak attack that have it good get it on the odd levels. So there's that. But at the same time, that's not much. Like, it's really not that much. It's pretty easy to, like, every other level you're caught up. You're just behind one half the time. So you're like behind half a level of sneak attack. Although even then, like, it's a prestige class. So, if you just get it immediately after getting sneak attack, you're actually going to be caught up with the rogue. If you do it right and optimally. So it's actually not that bad at all. You just make sure you take an odd level of rogue levels. Easy enough to do. Yeah. Another thing I didn't like about the Unseen Seer is the heavy skill requirements. The fact that it doesn't require any sneak attack and heavy skills is problematic, because when you're going to do a build like this, more often than not, you want to focus heavy on that spell casting, get that as high as you can. And it's really, really hard to get into Unseen Seer uh, without taking several levels of rogue. Um, it's difficult. It can be done, sure, by high intelligence there, but at the same time, like, which you're going to want anyways, but still problematic. There's a couple of different philosophies with this kind of build as well. There's the kind that uses their spells to buff themselves, which is one way to do it. And of course, there's the kind that just uses both roles. That is just big about, like, sometimes they'll cast spells, sometimes they'll do sneak attack, and they just have options. Both are pretty good. Dagger spell Mage actually is the latter, but it combines the two so that you're actually, casting while stabbing. Quite useful, especially if you put some spells on ahead of battle, so that your first round of the battle you're able to hit extra hard, which is really useful. Those first rounds of the battle are often the most critical, because that's when a lot of stuff happens. A lot goes down that first turn. So yeah, very important. And if you happen to just have a round where you're just not quite able to get anywhere, like, everything's too far away, well, now's your chance to start putting spells on your daggers for when you do get a chance and you do get in range. So, there's a lot of options for that. It's pretty versatile. You can definitely use any sort of dead round where you just didn't have the ability to get where you wanted to go, because that happens. Sometimes things are just far away and you're not able to do what you need to do. And you can do that. Use dead rounds to charge up spells. Definitely nice. Arcane Trickster gets a couple of other unique features as well, like their ability to make it so that any opponent that they attack twice a day, they can just make them not have a dex bonus. They can just deny them their dex bonus twice a day. There's no save on this. They just say, yeah, I'm doing an impromptu sneak attack, and they don't get a dex bonus. Even if they're immune to sneak attack, you can still do it, just to make it easier to hit. So yeah, that's actually pretty nice. I don't know of many other things that get something like that. But yeah, that's not the main thing we're talking about. But Arcane Trickster, I think they really, personally, I'm a big fan of Arcane Trickster. Now, the way I suggest doing it, I really should have thought of that, mentioning that before, 8.5 minutes into the video, but is what it is. So basically, what I think you should do is you should use Dagger Spell Mage or Unseen Seer if you fancy that route. I don't see why you'd want that, but whatever. You use one of those two to get into Arcane Trickster. So those ones can both be entered earlier than Arcane Trickster. I don't think either of them are as good, but they can be entered earlier. And it's always good to have as few base class levels as possible. The base classes kind of aren't great. It's best to have prestige classes. Prestige classes are just better for the most part. There's exceptions, but generally making a build, you want as few base class levels as possible. And well, with the Dagger Spell Mage, you can get in with 1 level of Rogue and about 5 levels of Wizard. And then once you've got those levels, you can then take, once you've gained another level of another thing of Sneak Attack, which you'll get at 4th level of Dagger Spell Mage, then you can jump into Arcane Trickster, which is not a bad option. It's really, really not. You can do Unseen Seer too, sure, that works. you lose one less caster level, and you'll probably get sneak attack a little bit faster, but some of the benefits you get from Dagger Spell Mage are just good. But anyways, it's going to be faster than if you just did pure Rogue Wizard. Like if you just went 3 levels of Rogue, 5 levels of Wizard, which is what you'd have to do if you didn't use another prestige class to get in. You're just going to be behind a lot. You're going to be behind, 3 levels of Rogue, 3 levels in your casting because of those 3 levels of Rogue, instead of just 2 from 1 level of Rogue and 1 from Dagger Spell Mage, which I guess it's just 1 different, but still. And you're going to be a lot farther behind a bit farther behind with your sneak attack as well. So that's problematic. Unseen Seer helps a bit with that as well. You can also go Beguiler. That one works, I'm pretty sure. I think they have access. And if you're going to go Beguiler, Unseen Seer is the way to go. Because, and at least I think it is. I think they get divination spells. Because then if they do, you can just do 5 levels of Beguiler in order to get the skills and the casting that are needed. Then do some levels in Unseen Seer. I think you need about 3 or something to get what you need. And then once you've done those levels, then you can hop back into Arcane Trickster. It works. The biggest problem with that is the Beguiler spell list is really small and not the best. But it works, and it will cause you to lose 0 levels of casting and get you sneak attack. But yeah, it's a weird way to do it. With Unseen Seer, you can do it without losing casting too, even with Wizard. It's just going to take you longer because you're going to have to hit those skills. Anyways, yeah, that's what I have to say about the whole combining of arcane spells and sneak attack build. There's not a whole lot more to say. There's only about 3 good prestige classes for this in the game. I think all of which have a full 10 levels, which is nice, but still. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more D&D 3.5 content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. Anyways, as always, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you